Mom's 58th birthday dinner took place at Giovanni's, the upscale Italian restaurant where our family celebrated every milestone. 20 family members gathered around the long table in the private dining room, candlelight casting soft shadows across smiling faces. I sat between Aunt Mary and my younger cousin David, quietly eating ossobuco while conversation flowed around me. Mom looked radiant at the head of the table, Dad beside her, both laughing at Uncle Frank's jokes. Speech time. My older sister, Catherine, announced, standing with her wine glass raised. She looked immaculate, tailored Armani suit, fresh highlights, diamond studs catching the light. The table quieted. Mom, Catherine began, her voice warm and practiced, 58 years of being the most incredible mother. You raised us to be strong, independent, successful women. She paused. Well, you raised me to be successful. Jury's still out on some of us. Uncomfortable laughter rippled through the room. I took a sip of water. But seriously, Catherine continued, you taught me that success requires dedication, real work, real commitment. That's why I'm proud to say I just closed the Hendricks merger, a $340 million deal, the largest in company history. Applause. Dad beamed. That's what real achievement looks like, Catherine said. Putting in the hours, climbing the ladder, building something tangible. Not everyone understands that work ethic. Some people prefer easier paths. Her gaze landed on me. Some people prefer to dabble, to work from home, do little freelance projects or consulting gigs or whatever. Stop pretending to be successful when you're really just avoiding the real world. The room went silent. I'm not saying it to be mean, Jessica. You're 30 years old. It's time to get a real job, join a real company, build a real career. She turned back to Mom. So here's to you, Mom, for raising at least one daughter who understands what professional success actually means. As she bragged about her executive position, scattered applause followed, quieter now, uncomfortable. Catherine sat down, looking pleased. I pulled out my phone beneath the table and opened my secure email. I found the thread from my chief operating officer. 4 executive compensation. Final approval needed. The list showed every executive at Morrison Dynamics. The company had founded 8 years ago and grown to $2.8 billion in value. Catherine Monroe, VIP of Strategic Acquisitions. Base salary, $285,000. Stock options, $150,000. Year-end performance bonus, $456,000. Total, $891,000. I hired Catherine 3 years ago when she was struggling, given her the VIG title, let her lead high-profile deals, paid her above market rate because she was family. She had no idea I owned the company. I kept my involvement quiet, operating through my holding company and letting my crew handle daily operations. Catherine thought Morrison Dynamics was just another corporate job, another rung on her ladder. She didn't know she'd been climbing a ladder I built. So I removed her name from the bonus list and company payroll. I made 2 quick edits. Catherine Monroe, year-end bonus, $0. Catherine Monroe, employment status, terminated effective immediately. I typed a note to my crew. Process Catherine Monroe's termination tonight. Severance per standard contract. Security notified for Monday morning. I'll handle the explanation. Send. Immediate reply from James. Are you certain? This will raise questions. I'm certain. She just publicly humiliated the CEO at a family dinner. That's cause. Understood. Par will process tonight. Her access revoked by midnight. I set my phone down and picked up my wine glass. That was quite a speech, Catherine, I said calmly. She smiled, magnanimous. Just being honest. Sometimes people need the truth. You're right. Sometimes they do. I sipped my wine. Tell me about the Hendricks merger. 18 months of negotiations. 6 revisions. But we got it done. Your bonus must reflect that achievement. It does. $456,000, largest in company history. She said it loud enough for everyone to hear. That's what happens when you deliver results. Exactly what happens, I agreed. Although company policy states bonuses are contingent on employment status at distribution. Obviously, why pay someone who doesn't work there? No reason at all. I smiled. Congratulations, Catherine. Impressive work. She beamed, accepting compliments, basking in attention. I excused myself. In the hallway, I called James. Termination processed, he confirmed. Or drafting Monday's announcement. Security briefed. Her building access, email, and systems will be locked at midnight. The Hendricks merger. Transition plan solid? David Chin takes over her accounts. He's been shadowing her deals anyway. Good. I paused. When security escorts her Monday, be respectful but firm. She's my sister. Don't humiliate her more than necessary. Understood. I returned to dessert, tiramisu, Mom's favorite. Catherine still held court, discussing her career trajectory, strategic vision, and next year's plans. Jessica's been quiet, Aunt Marie said. What's new with you? The usual, working on projects. Still consulting? Catherine asked, her tone suggesting consulting ranked slightly above unemployment. Something like that. Morrison Dynamics might have entry-level positions. I could put in a word, get your foot in the door. It's not too late to start a real career. The irony was excruciating. That's generous, but I'm happy where I am. Are you though? Really? Catherine leaned forward, her tone full of sincere condescension. From the outside, it looks like you're drifting. No direction. No career path. No achievements anyone can point to. I could have told her then, explained that Morrison Dynamics, her company, her career, her $456,000 bonus was something I built. But I didn't. You're probably right, I said. I should think about that. Catherine sat back satisfied. Problem solved. Dinner wound down. Goodbyes, hugs for Mom. Catherine gave me an extra long hug. I really want to help you, Jess. Think about what I said. I will. Around midnight, a text from James. All systems locked. Catherine Monroe no longer has access. Calls her at 8 a.m. Monday before security arrives at 9. Sunday afternoon, Mom called. Catherine told me wonderful news. She's helping you get a job at her company. That's nice of her. She's always so generous. I'm proud of both my girls. I almost explained that Catherine's generous offer was for an entry-level job at the company I owned. But I didn't. Later, a text from Catherine. Hey sis, talk to my boss about you. He'll meet with you. Usually a long process, but I can fast-track it. Probably start around $55,000, but it's a foot in the door. I stared at the message. She was offering me a $55,000 job at the company where I'd approved her $891,000 compensation. That's kind. Let's talk next week. Perfect. This is going to be so good for you. Real company, real benefits, real career path. Monday morning, 8:47 a.m., James called. Called her 18 minutes ago. Explained termination, severance, security escort. She's not taking it well. Legal action. She's threatening, but termination is clean. Contract is clear about conduct expectations. At 9:03, Catherine called. I let it go to voicemail. She called again. Again. Finally, I answered. What did you do? She screamed. Good morning, Catherine. I just got fired. Security is here making me pack. They're taking my badge, laptop, everything. I'm sorry to hear that. You did this because of Mom's dinner. You pulled strings, got me fired. I didn't call anyone. Then why? I closed the biggest deal in company history. My bonus, $456,000, was supposed to be paid Friday. All gone. Employment at termination. Standard policy. How do you know company policy? I paused. Because I wrote it, Catherine. I founded Morrison Dynamics 8 years ago. I own it. You've worked for me for 3 years. Absolute silence. That's not possible, she whispered. Morrison Dynamics is owned by Jim Holdings, owned by me. Jessica Marie Harrison. Check the corporate filings, public record. But you don't have a real job. I work from the executive suite, 10th floor. You work on 7. I consult for my other companies. I own 4 besides Morrison Dynamics. Total portfolio worth $3.2 billion. Something crashed in the background. You let me work for you for 3 years and never told me. I gave you a job when you were struggling, promoted you on merit, paid you above market, let you build your reputation. I just didn't tell you who signed your paychecks, because you knew I'd never accept it. I'd never work for my little sister. Exactly. Your ego wouldn't allow it. So I let you think you achieved everything independently. I did achieve it through talent. You did. I promoted you because you're genuinely good at acquisitions. The Hendricks merger was impressive. That part was real. Then why fire me? Because at Mom's birthday, you publicly mocked your CO, said I needed to stop pretending, get a real job, offered to help me get an entry-level position at my own company. I didn't know. You didn't ask. 3 years and you never wondered who owned Morrison Dynamics. You just assumed it was another corporate entity you climbed. Security murmured in the background. They're making me leave, like a criminal. Standard procedure for executive terminations. Section 7, paragraph 3. I wrote that too. I can't believe this. I can't believe you spent Mom's birthday calling me a failure while bragging about bonuses at my company. I paused. Your severance is generous. 6 months' salary, health insurance, outplacement services. Because you're my sister and did good work. 6 months is $142,500. I was supposed to get $456,000. Performance bonus for employees in good standing. You're not employed. Because you fired me for hurting your feelings. I fired you for publicly disparaging company leadership and poor judgment about workplace relationships. A door closed. Footsteps. She was being walked out. Monday morning, security escorted her from the building I owned. I'll never forgive you, she said coldly. Never forgive me for the $285,000 job, 3 years of promotions, and the platform to close $340 million. Or for stopping when you showed no respect for where it came from. She hung up. Text from Mom. Catherine called, sobbing. Said you got her fired? Please call. Dad, what's going on? Catherine says you own her company. Aunt Mary, honey, Catherine is devastated. It turned off my phone. Tuesday, I turned it back on. 63 messages, 42 calls. Family wanting explanations, taking sides. Catherine, you destroyed my career, my reputation, everything I built. Hope you're happy. You built your reputation on the foundation I provided. Now build something independently. I'll never speak to you again. You didn't speak to me before. You spoke at me. About how unsuccessful I was. Not much difference. No response. Wednesday, Mom appeared at my office. How could you? She's your sister. I know. She's devastated. Might lose their house without her bonus. They bought a house requiring $456,000 annual bonuses. Poor financial planning. Family doesn't destroy family like this. Family doesn't spend birthdays calling each other failures, I said quietly. Family doesn't offer help getting entry-level jobs while bragging about 6 figures. Doesn't pretend siblings are unemployed while working at companies they built. She didn't know. She didn't bother knowing. 3 years and she never asked who owned it. Never cared as long as the paychecks cleared. Mom left without having goodbye. 3 weeks later, mediation. Catherine, her lawyer, Brad, me, my lawyer, and a neutral mediator. Catherine looked terrible, thinner, dark circles, polish gone. I want my job back, she said, and my bonus. 4 hours of negotiation. Settlement. 3 additional months severance beyond the original 6, plus a neutral recommendation letter. She'd sign a non-disparagement agreement and drop legal claims. She signed. In the hallway after she stopped me, I really didn't know. About the company, I thought you were wasting potential. I know. If I'd known, I never would have said those things. That's what bothers me most, I said. You'd have treated me differently if you knew I was successful. But you should have treated me well regardless, because I'm your sister, because I'm a person. Not because I own something valuable. She had no answer. We haven't spoken since. The company thrives. David Chen exceeded expectations. The Hendricks merger completed successfully. Core earnings are strong. Sometimes I wonder if I should have handled it differently. But then I remember her voice at Mom's dinner. The confidence telling me to stop pretending, the certainty her success was real and mine was fake. And I know I made the right choice. Success isn't what people think of you. It's what you build when nobody's watching. And I built something real, with or without my sister's approval.